Hello. Welcome to first episode of For the Love of Gear. I'm your host, Kelvin T. My very first guest, AHURA.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm gonna be the music production noob who's gonna be learning from Kelvin today and his new app that he's made called the Moth Drum.
Moth drum. Yep, so I guess we only have 45 minutes. So, you know what? Let's get started. So, okay. When I first made this app, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of context. All right. I teach music production here, and when the question comes up of like, oh, what software are you gonna teach? I was like, oh, that's a good question, right? Because it's like, I'm not I'm not a fan of wanting my students to have to pay for a high price, for for some software that they might not use, or they think that it's super complicated to use. And so, I started to make my own app basically, because for some miraculous reason I found a shell app that allows other people to make apps as well.
Yeah, what app is that?
What app is that? That's called MobMuPlat.
Yay, shout out to them.
Shout out to them, yeah. MobMuPlat, mobile music platform. Yeah, so that's what it stands for, MobMuPlat, mobile music platform. And it's for, writing your own interface, and then if you want to put sounds in there, you can if you want. And that's exactly what I did. I made a whole app just originally just for teaching music production, actually. But
And it's
yeah.
like, can I? And yeah, like Kelvin and I were having a meeting, and we're a nonprofit foundation, and we really wanted to make our music lessons approachable and accessible for a lot of people. And I think one of the things is that music production seems to cost a lot, especially in the world of like commodifying music and getting different plugins. And you need this plugin to sound good. But we both agree. I produce a little bit, and obviously Kelvin's really well known for his production. We try to make the most that we can with the as little resources that we have, and most amazing music is made through that means. And I think we basically just made like a free app. It's a free app. It's donation based at the moment, right?
Yes.
And you can go get it, and actually, a proportion of the sales go to our foundation, which helps under-resourced individuals learn music and DJing. So yeah, thank you, Kelvin. I'm so excited. I played with this app before, but I'm gonna pretend like it's like the first time that I'm seeing it. Okay?
Wow, your first time. How much do you know about drums?
I can give a background. Like my background is that I am like a classical pianist, so I know more about like melodic and harmonic development. I learned about drum patterns through DJing essentially, but I don't think I'm like an expert by any means. I just know that drums have lower sounds and higher ones, and the kick drum is like we can click the kick drum there. It's like the lower sound, and the hi hats are higher. But I'm not like an expert in drum patterns, but through this app that Kelvin taught me a little bit, I was able to make my own drum patterns, and I think feel a lot more confident. So I'm excited to play around with it.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
You want to check in through the crackling noise fixing first?
all right, okay. So when you all first installed the app, by the way, I know it's sideways. I know it's sideways right now, but like, bear with me, cause like, you have to know MobMuPlat has not been updated for 7 years. The developer probably gave up already. I mean, it's free, it's accessible. We make do with what we can, right? Like, but then yeah, so even when I first started the Moth Drum workshop, I was already thinking to myself like, oh, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? Like, but then like even back in the old, like for example, Chinese opera, right? their drum patterns, they go like dung dung cha, dung dung cha, dung dung cha, dung dung cha. There's already this low low high kind of a sound. And so on here, let's do it. It can be something like
you
that.
get 4 sounds on here, right?
Right here, yeah, you get 4 sounds. And so these 4 sounds make up a basic, what we call drum kit. So yeah, with drums, originally in the, like, let's say before 1800s or something, like all of the drums are usually played with hands, and they're really big. But then by the time when people were able to travel, when people were able to tour around 1800s, people start to realize, oh, we gotta make things portable now. And so people start to realize that we don't have to only play one drum at a time, and we don't have to only use our hands, we can also use our feet as well. And that's when a drum kit came around. And then when electricity came around, the portability became even more compact. And so now you have electronic signals mimicking acoustic drum sounds, and then the evolution just goes on and on and on and on until you get something like this. And so, but really, like, from 1800s till now, what consists of a drum kit? It's still roughly similar. There's always a kick, something really low. There's always a snare.
Which is like a mid. Snare is like a mid kind of like a mid range thing.
Yeah, it's like a
I actually
mid-range.
don't know. So I've heard a lot of different kinds of snares, but what makes a snare a snare?
Or a better question, what makes a drum a drum?
Okay.
A drum is Drums always have a very short sound, and there's no fade ins, and the fade out it's really 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 short, like at like within 1 second, I would say. Yeah. And so if a sound is going super long and on and on and on, like, I don't know, I could do something like, it just goes on and on and on and on, right? Yeah, I turned the reverb on. And so, yeah, that sound is not super percussive. It's not short enough, and if it's not short enough, we don't consider it percussive, and if it's not percussive, we don't really consider it a drum. But then, yeah, your question was, what's the difference between a kick and a snare,
And a hi-hat
and a hi-hat and a perk? So kick, it's usually the bass drum in orchestra terms, but like, back in the 1800s, they start to realize that, oh, we don't have to you don't have to hit the bass drum with our hand really hard, and so they decided to have something to whack the drum with the foot, and that's when you get the kick drum. Let's make it louder. And let's make it. Yeah. So then, yeah, there's always a kick. There's always something in the mid-range, high range frequencies.
Just for clarity, like from my understanding, kick drums are also just like very big drums. So the bigger your membrane is when you hit the drum, the lower, more rumbling sound it will create. And the snare seems to be like a more mid-size object. And the hit is not it doesn't produce such a large wave, so that it produces a more mid-frequency sound. But in terms of sound diversity, there are so many different kinds of snares. You can just, I guess you could just make any wooden sound even, like, or hitting like a table, a snare, right? Yeah, these are all the kinds of different snares. You can use the fader to go between the different kinds of snare sounds of this app. I think what's nice about this app is also that it doesn't give you infinite. It's very versatile, but it starts you off with like a few options so that you can just experiment and practice.
Yeah, which is very intentional because, yeah, I don't want people to be overwhelmed with options here and there. And, the purpose of this app is to help people to learn to make music, Like, I don't want to overwhelm people with uh, options just so that because I want people to learn about the basics first. So then, yeah, a drum kit has something really low, something kind of high or in the mid range. And then, okay, if I ask you, right, what's the difference between something like this and then something like this? What's the difference?
I mean, the hat is a little bit higher, like
A
not
little
too
higher.
much, but it's also just like is less impact. It feels like it's a softer hit rather than like a harder hit,
Yep.
and it's also I think like shorter in duration. This specific one.
This specific one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So with hats and snares, I mean, sure, you can use a hat as a snare, you can use a snare as a hat, sure, but it's like the main difference is that with snares, there's more of a punch to it, as you said.
And like I like when I like let's say in piano, some songs have like a lower range in general, so their lows are not very low and their highs are not very high, and it's intentional. It creates this monotone kind of vibe. I'm assuming that kick like drum kits are the same. Like you decide how low you want your lowest low to be. As long as the low is a little bit lower than the snare, let's say the kick is a little bit even lower than the snare, people can distinguish like this is a kick, this is a snare. But I guess you can always flip them up, and their roles will. I guess you can say that the kick is more like the role of that drum in that kit. It's in relation to the other instruments, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So then, yeah, kick, snare, hat. And then what's this? Perk. So turns out in the 1800s when globalization came around, percussionists start to realize, hey, we can mix and combine all these different drums from all around the world. Like we can have a cowbell, we can have a rim shot, we can have a whatever. And then that's how the modern drum kit is formed. So something like that. I don't know. This is like a glass kind of a sound. But then like, oh, I don't want to keep on having to tap my hands like this all the time.
This is called finger drumming, right?
This is called finger drumming. Yeah.
And if you're a DJ, these buttons that you have here, you can use these buttons to finger drum. It won't sound perfectly accurate because you're not we're not so good at keeping the beat, but it will sound if you're very experienced, you can make it sound really nice. So this is the introduction page to the app, right? And you can use it to just finger drum essentially, and even change the sounds of the different drums in that kit.
Yes. So yeah, you can change the different sounds. And so there's a whole bunch of pages, and so we'll go each page one by one.
You told me that you made this so that each page progresses in level of difficulty.
Yes.
Yeah, talk about so how does page 1 go into page 2?
How does page one go into page two? So let's just say like, oh, I'm so tired of finger drumming, like, or maybe I want something that's loopable, and this app is for making music after all. And so that's where this next page comes in. This page, this is called a sequencer. It's a sequence, like originally it starts like this. There's nothing in there, and when I play it, there's nothing. But when I start putting a note in there, let me
Can I try?
yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Okay, I mean maybe I can start building stuff and you can comment on it. How's that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On 3. The line represents the first beat of the bar, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And now this is like your very techno beat.
Yep.
Like a harsh kick going at like 135 BPM. If I went slower, this should be house, right? Like more housey.
Yeah.
Even though the kick still feels very strong, so I could always change the kick. You have no house kicks.
I have no house kicks.
So just the background that I DJ and you make more experimental stuff. So
Yeah.
all your kicks are gonna be a little bit hardcore, okay?
Hardcore-ish. Yeah.
But you're gonna learn in the other pages. You can actually add sounds from outside to this software, so you can even like make your own sounds.
Yep.
Okay. So I've made like a sequence of, and I can. What does this do? The BPM.
Yep.
So it speeds up, right?
Yep.
Slows down, and I can pause it or play it, and it will reset it. Okay, great. If you were to make a drum beat, what would you start with? So you have the kick, you have the snare, perk, and the hat on the right side, like here. Yeah. You can even mute them, right? So I can mute the kick. If you were to make a drum beat, how would you do it? Can you take us through your process?
If I were to make a drum beat, first of all, what you've done here is already good, like separating the beats equally. So, you know, originally we started from just at the beginning, right? And then if we're gonna separate the beats equally, if we're gonna distribute the beats equally, one of the ways you could do it is like this, right?
Like symmetrically.
Yeah.
Equally divide the beat.
Equally divided the beat, but at the same time, I can also do, for example, divide it from here. You see how in the middle it's separated by two little grids.
Rectangles?
Yeah, rectangles. Tiles, yeah. And so I usually start with the kick drum first, and then start to see what would go well with that.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
It's starting to like sound like a beat that you hear on different kinds of music.
Yep. And then I can add a hat. This hat is kind of long.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So intuitively, it doesn't sound. You can make the beat sound better by literally just changing the sounds of those. It's not that maybe sometimes your pattern is nice, but your choice of drums is not perfectly harmonious. Right?
Yeah. So for example, this hat, it's longer. This one's shorter. If I have a long hat, long sound, and I'll just solo. So that you only hear the hat track. If I do this, the sound just keeps sustaining, just keeps fading out. But if
it almost sounds like muddy. It sounds like muddy a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like, before one hat can end, the other one's already started.
Yeah. So if I switch it to a shorter one, and then I go here and then I unmute all of these tracks. Compare.
And like, just to let you all know that different genres have pre-made drum patterns. So you could actually Google like house genre drum pattern, and you would probably find a very similar looking diagram that shows a sequence of hits in that drum kit. And yeah, you can search for a jungle drum pattern, and you can use this app to replicate it and kind of make beats according to that genre. So a lot of genres are defined by their rhythmic, by their drum pattern, right? I want to ask, like, I usually see people using hi-hats as like a filler. Do you normally treat it as a filler as well? And you can, because even if you give it variation, it still sounds nice, right? What do you think of that?
With drum fills, here's how
What is a fill? What is a fill? Can you let us know?
Let me demonstrate it to you. Okay, so let me just copy this pattern from 3 to 4. Oops.
this is like a way of like saving. This is like a way of saving your drum pattern. So this app allows you to save up to 4 sequences, so you can switch back and forth between them. You could hear the different variations, and Kelvin just demonstrated for it. It's a really cool feature.
So yeah, I'm trying to program a drum fill right now. With a fill, it's more, the drum beats are more dense. Yeah. So yeah, okay, I could go like this. And then, oh, I forgot to save. Okay, hold on. So yeah, it's really dense, but if you keep hearing this, it's a lot. It's a lot. So usually, I have this going for a while. So it just goes on like this. And then at the right moment, with a fill, it's filling in those empty spaces. It's filling in those empty spaces in the grid. And so that's basically what a drum fill is. So I can go like, and then that's the drum fill right there. So time for the next page. Moth drum. Well, let's have a pattern rolling. So with the kick, it's switchable. Yeah, now we're getting into the sound design page.
So is this like an organic workflow for you where you kind of make the beat first, you choose the bass sound, and then you go and like really like fine tune every sound and to make it sound almost like intentional to what you're achieving in that song?
I would say that it's mostly an experiment, and you know, sometimes I might have an idea in my head, but like, you know, I often tell people, you know, it's better if you actually put your hand into the work. Sometimes what you think in your head could be different from what you put out. I mean, of course, it's perfect if what you think in your head is the same as what you put out, but like that takes time. And even though if you've successfully done that, it might not, you might not like it, I don't know, but still, it's all about hands-on experience.
Like I guess there's like an element of play in making music that is like really valuable, and you gotta play around, you gotta mess around to kind of find out. Cool, but I mean, as a beginner, I think this progression is quite helpful for me to say that, okay, let me just like finger drum and come up with a few ideas, put them onto paper as like a beat on the sequencer. So that's page 2. And then now I can go in and I can really experiment with the different sounds. It has a slider. The slider matches the first like page, right? So this slider, so I can change the kick sound. And I guess some songs, like you can just like switch back and forth, right? Yeah, in like different sections of the song, you can just change the bass around, like the kick drum around. Cool, so you have 2 pages that are like, page 3 and 4 are for modifying the instrument, like the specific sounds. Okay, great. Take us through what each of the, what each of these like little cross diagrams do.
Every little cross diagram. Okay, so kick. So there's if you're on this page, you'll see two of these squares. They're all touchable. And there's also a couple of sliders here. So start with this one, volume, obvious, very obvious. That's the volume of the sound. And then right here, if you go left or right, that's the length of the sample. That's the decay time, how long it fades out. So if I do it like this, it's super short, super short. If I do it like this, it's much longer. If I demonstrate on here, like this one's much longer. Versus something like super short, super short. So then, yeah, that's decay. That's decay for you. Let's see. And then, okay, this is where you change the sound. This square right here, if you go left or right, it's controlling how muffled the sound is. So let me just... If I keep going this way...
I mean, when you're like, it essentially sounds like you're inside of like you're in underwater, or you're like outside the club, and you're like, you can hear a little bit of the music, but it's like a muffled version of that. And that's called, that's the left and right changes the low pass filter, right? And then up and down changes the high pass filter, which thins out the sound. So it's like the reverse of low pass. Cool. So like the reason they're in an X is because you can change two parameters at the same time on an X and Y axis.
Yeah, exactly. So I can go like a little higher. A little muffle or a little lower pitch.
Can I ask, like, can you demonstrate like a kick that you pitch up to the point that it sounds like a snare, and then you pitch down the snare so that it's a kick?
Oh, that.
It would be nice. We were talking about how a kick is just the name of the sound relative to the other sounds. It's like the lowest one.
Yeah.
So you can kind of flip that upside down by bringing a snare so low that it sounds like a kick.
You can do that with most music making software, but the way I designed this app is that it's hard to flip the roles of the drums. Yeah, so the low pass filter on here, it has a different range compared to the filter on the snare. Yeah, because the kick I want the kick sound to be more emphasized towards the bass. Yeah, and so this high pass filter on the kick is mainly just for like DJ style effects kind of a thing. And so, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, on other DAWs, you can use your kick as a snare and your snare as a kick. On here, well, it's for beginners, and so I don't want to confuse them too much, and so that's why I designed it this way. Yeah.
Sounds good. And like the app is essentially for just playing around and for beginners to learn through physically interacting and playing with the software. Cool.
So, one more thing, distort. If I play it and I turn this up, it's getting louder, right? And if I turn it even higher, it's super loud to the point where it's super distorted. And I can even do like something like this sound comparing this to this. So yeah, this is how it originally sounds like. And so if you think, oh, the distortion is making it sound too loud, I can adjust the volume as well.
And I guess like from my understanding, so this is called mixing. You're essentially adjusting the loudness of the different drum kits. I guess in a live setting it will be hard because each drum would component will be having a certain maximum loudness that you can hit it with. But in electronic music, you can make your hi-hat the loudest sound in your mix, and it could potentially still work, right? So yeah, after you've made the pattern and you've chosen the instruments and you played around, you want to also adjust the loudness. Like maybe you're like, oh, that it's just intuitive, right? Like it's a lot of intuition. You're like, oh, that hi-hat is nice, the rhythm is nice, but it's a little bit too loud. Let me like make it less loud.
Yeah, that's essentially mixing. And so yeah, let's go with this pattern. So yeah, all of these sliders. I'll go through what the start does later. That's the starting point of the waveform. Well, actually, we can go through it now. Which, what I have to do is stop this for now. Alright. I haven't talked about the start slider yet because this has to do with the starting point of the waveform. And the thing with this app that I made with Drum is that you can actually record sounds through your iPhone microphone. Well, your smartphone microphone or your tablet microphone or whatever. So let's see if it works, because I have a feeling it might not. Oh. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't think the microphone thing is working.
To be fair, I feel like it's a more advanced feature, and this app is made for beginners to start off with, and I think the features that we've shown you until now, maybe we can just do a recap of those. Like maybe we can make a few different beats using the features that we have until now, and maybe like I can try making some beats and you can give me feedback. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So let me just clear this first. Okay. So let me make a quick one. Let's see.
Okay, you make and I'll narrate. Okay, so the kick drum is being placed on the beat, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we play that? Can we solo that and play that? So only the kick drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. The kick that Kelvin is choosing right now is very distorted and it has a longer decay. But yeah, go ahead and adjust those. You just do your thing. I'm gonna. It's like I'm just gonna be the narrator. Yeah. Okay. So now So the snare and the percussion is what gives it that like off the beat kind of feeling. So it doesn't feel just like a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like a boom, bum, boom, bum, boom, bum. It's something we call essentially you could call it a little bit of groove. It's going off the. It makes it feel like your body's moving in a non-linear way. You're like, oh, that song is so groovy. It makes you want to move. Like this is really how it begins to be constructed. And yeah, the hi-hats are kind of like fillers. Ooh, that also adds so much groove to that rhythm. So when you're listening to like techno music, this is kind of the engineering behind it as well, you know, rather than just like a one. Even though the kick drum is always 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. It's like syncopation. That's actually what we call syncopation. So it's off the beats. That already sounds really nice. I mean, this could be a beat that could start off your track, and you could start having vocals on top. You could have like little whistle, or synthesizers on top. It's a really good start already, in my opinion. So super distorted bass, like. So now that the highlight is really the kick right now, right? What if you bring the volume down on the kick? the focus changes, right? But you get to decide what you want to make the strongest focus on. Louder and louder. You can see the louder, it's weird. We're not decreasing the other instruments, but the louder the kick gets, the other instruments start to get less loud as well. Like in your ear naturally almost brings down the other sounds relative to the one that you're increasing, even though we're not touching it at all. It's like a march, bum 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 bum. It's like you're like protesting something. You're like, get me out of here. Boom. When you arrive late at night and they block the door, boom 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 boom, boom 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 boom. Don't do this. Just sleep on the bench outside. I'm kidding. Maybe yeah. So it's like, I guess what I want to say is like, patterns can actually evoke certain emotions, right? And they can relate to our everyday experiences. And I think that's kind of the power of music in many ways. This is why music is like a language. Bum, 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 bum. It really, to me, that sounds like someone banging on the door and like protesting against something. And I feel like the beauty of music is that you can say these without even saying actual words. So that's cool. Should I try?
Yes.
Okay, you narrate this time.
My turn to narrate. All right, let's see.
I'm gonna change the kick. I don't like this yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Changes parameters.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, it's quite distorted. Ah.
Order.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
This is like obviously shout out to the Latina community.
Yeah.
South American. Like this is like a very Latina, Latin core rhythm that we say baile funk or Brazilian funk.
Yeah, baile funk. Yeah. Yeah, the baile funk rhythm. Yeah, changing the pitch, changing the decay. Yeah. And then adding the hi-hats. Feeling the groove. Changing the hat sound, the parameters. Yeah, put that glass in there.
And then I'll save this pattern on sequence 4.
And now it's saved.
I will make a copy to sequence 1. Is that okay?
Yep. Let's see if it works. Uh-oh. Yeah, the copying function is still a little finicky.
Okay. Worked this time. So I'll make like a variation of this beat.
Yep. Like a variation, something, little change here and there.
Ooh. Like this to me feels like the drive, like higher drive, like more energy. What I was planning to do is that the chorus, like the verse is this. So that's like an introduction to the beat. And then when we're like ready and excited. And oh, sorry, I didn't save.
Oh, you didn't save. You didn't save.
Let me try. I remember. It was a lot of hi-hats.
Remember to save. All right. Let's see you switch patterns. Yep, save. Yep. Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 Hmm.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that. Like, I've essentially just made like almost like a verse and a chorus drum pattern for my song, and I think it's like a really good. You can always like transfer this to your DAW, like Ableton or any other instrument, or any DAW that you have, and develop this song into like a fully fleshed out idea. But it's such a great tool for kind of experimenting. Now I know that I want like a really short kick, right? Like I feel like if you're on a DAW, it's so complicated that you lose the actual essence of what you're trying to do here. So I really appreciate that we can have this.
Yeah, the immediacy. Yeah.
Okay, nice. I'm happy
Nice.
with that. I'm happy with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let me show you. If I can't show you the recording function, let me show you the one function that I think will mindfuck you. Using your drum pattern. 5 to 10 more minutes. Perfect timing to talk about whatever. This, yeah.
How about you tell people where can they download this app and play around with it?
Oh, where to download? In my Instagram, link in bio.
Yeah.
My Instagram's Kelvin is not human.
And like Kelvin's Instagram will be in the description of this video, and you can go to their Instagram and there's a link in bio, and you can see the moth drum. There should be a button, right, for moth drum.
Or, you know, if you want to go directly to the download website, it's kelvint.gumroad.com. Gumroad is Gumroad. Yeah. So,
And it's like a donation based essentially, and we have a recommended donation, but the more you donate, the more you're able to support the person who created this app. So if you have the means, please do. And you can also take lessons. I'm going to plug you. Sorry. You don't have to plug yourself. I'll plug you. You can take lessons with Kelvin. They teach really, really with a lot of expertise behind their back, a lot of understanding of how beginners learn music. You can just go to mothradio.hk on Instagram and our description in the bio. You can message us on WhatsApp or send us an email. Our WhatsApp is +852 6266 0416. You can send us a message there, and we'll give you the information about the lesson workshops. And Kelvin is gracious enough to give a good portion of your instructor fees to the foundation, which essentially supports us in our mission of spreading music to a larger group and allowing people to use music to tell important stories out of the commercial sphere of things, and also to teach under-resourced individuals in Hong Kong DJing. We actually already have quite a lot of students in our program. We give them free USBs, free headphones. We're trying to fundraise for equipment so that they can have equipment. Most students don't even have a laptop at home or like a smartphone. So we want to fundraise for those things so more people other than just us who have the means to enjoy music be able to enjoy music. I think, yeah, this is for the love of gear. I mean, gear can be expensive. Like, I guess that's like a big part. So we don't want us to feel like it's like a thing that you can't access. You can access this music like for this app. It's essentially we purposefully, like, Kelvin chose Mobile Plat so you can also have it on Android and you can have it on iPhone. Is it on Android? Oh my God, is it not?
turns out it's only available on older Android devices. I did not look. Yeah, the guy, like I said, Mommy Plat developer quit 7 years ago. So what happens with the Android version now? I don't know.
I mean, like we're gonna try our best to bring it to Android as well. We don't want it to be any barriers of entry. And yeah, I mean, if you can't afford music production lessons and you can't afford DJ lessons, just send us a message on WhatsApp, and we're really happy to teach as many students for free that we can. And if you can't support us, please donate to us on Patreon. We only need 60 people. 60 people, okay? We're like nearly there. We're like 40 people in. We need 60 people to donate 200 Hong Kong dollars or 6.5 US dollars per month to pay for the rent of our foundation, pay for USBs, all the things that I've mentioned. Like, it really, really helps us. Sorry, that's plug-in for us. And yeah, what are some final words you have for people who are interested to get this app and play around and make music?
Yeah. Well, final words. I had words of encouragement. I have not thought of that. I mean, here's like, I made the app. It's free. I mean, you can download it. Like, as for the encouragement, I don't. I think the app being free is the encouragement. I'm the worst.
Let me do it, y'all. The encouragement is that don't let anything stop you from being expressive and creative and having time for yourself to honestly just be present with yourself and with the music, and for a moment just be able to feel your existence and your being alive, and creating kind of a passion and a really strong, powerful tool for connecting with other people, getting to know a community who cares about music, and also, I guess, just learning about the origins of music and the fact that this music is just here to unite people who maybe don't have the means to unite under any other way. So yeah, accessibility is really important. We're gonna have this podcast soon. What should people look forward to in the future? This is your test. I'm like, how prepped are you? Let's go.
You mean for my next episode?
Yeah. It's gonna be a monthly show, by the way. So every month we're bringing in new gear, new guests. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, and you mean what I'm gonna do for my next episode? Oh, look forward to a new app. To a new app. Yeah. That's all I have to say. I'm making a new app. This one's about drums. The next one's about melodies. Yeah, because we gotta learn about key and scale when it comes to DJing and stuff like that. I originally made this for people, not only music production students, but also DJ students, to learn about BPM and rhythm and all that. But someone's gotta make something about key and scale and melodies, and I'll be the one to do it. So that's something to look forward to.
So you can also come to our physical space, which is on 138 ground floor, Sayangpun, 3rd Street, 138 3rd Street in Sayangpun. And you can actually watch this podcast live and learn in person and have a conversation with Kelvin after the show as well. You're very, very welcome to. Your final remarks. I'm going to go now. Bye, guys. So, Kelvin, say your final remarks on the broadcast.
All right, final remarks. Well, shit, that's the part that I haven't thought yet. Let me play a beat. Yo. Show one more thing without telling anything. Yep. That's Moth Drum. Right. Well, that's it for this episode. Bye bye.